Greetings, Falcon families, and welcome to Freshman Orientation Week. My name is Fletcher Spigner, and I'm one of the assistant principals here at AC Flora. And we're going to go through just a brief presentation for all freshmen and anyone really that is new to AC Flora. And we're going to go through just some basic information about how our school's set up. We want you to get some basic information about who to know and who your administrator and who your counselor is and get you a little feel for the lay of the land. So we're going to go through this. Please know that a PDF copy of this is going to be available on our website, and it's also been mailed to you as well, so that you can look through it at your leisure if you don't have time to watch this video. We'll jump right into the general structure of things here at AC Flora. And essentially what you need to know is that structure is based on your student's last name. Each student will be assigned an assistant principal and a school counselor based on their last name. We're going to meet them in a couple of minutes. And those folks will remain with your student throughout the 4 years you're here at Flora. Some schools have a 9th grade administrator, a 9th grade counselor, a 10th grade administrator, a 10th grade counselor, so on and so forth. We here at Flora believe that we want you to have the same core group of support all 4 years so that we can develop a relationship with you and your family throughout your time here at Flora. Of course, we have fantastic teachers. We have fantastic support staff. There's no way we're going to be able to introduce them here in this presentation, but stay tuned throughout Freshman Orientation Week to learn more about them and from them. Of course, at Flora, we have what a lot of folks refer to as the 4A's. We have academics, athletics, arts, and activities, and we're going to go through a lot of those as this presentation goes on. And these are just a few pictures of our campus. We are going to have a campus tour that's going to be brought to you by our student council. That's coming up in the next couple of days of Freshman Orientation Week. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of how things are laid out here. At Flora, we have 8 different buildings. We have a couple of beautiful courtyards. And campus can be difficult to get around when you first get here, but give it a little bit of time and you'll be able to enjoy it the way the rest of us do already. I do have a picture of lockers in here. Sometimes we get questions from freshmen and or their parents about lockers. We do have lockers available for students. I've got to be honest with you, not too many of them use it, but we do have plenty if you do need it. I find that folks who went to school when I did, they were very used to using lockers, and these days students don't use lockers as much, but of course they're available for you when we return to campus. Next, we're going to jump right in with introductions of our administrative staff. And of course, who better to start with than our principal, Ms. Childs. I chose this picture here because Ms. Childs really doesn't have any pictures of herself alone because Ms. Childs is always interacting with other people. I bring that up because there are a lot of principals who maybe sit in the office a lot or don't interact with students and teachers. And Ms. Childs is not that principal. She is out in the building. She is walking through the campus. She is in the lunchroom. She's in the theater. She's in a classroom. And then she's in another classroom and another. She is happy to take your phone call. She is happy to sit with students who need help, students who just need someone to listen to. She is happy to give her advice, and she is most at home when she is talking with other folks on campus. And we are glad that she's here with us. We're going to jump right into our assistant principals now. And I promise I didn't just decide to put my own self first for no reason. I'm going to list the assistant principals here in order of the student last names alphabetically that they are assigned to. So I'm assigned to students who have last names beginning with the letters A through C at the beginning of the alphabet. That's why I've put myself first here. I am also the assistant principal that's in charge of parking, buses, communication, and some other stuff as well. And that's my lovely wife there sporting the Flora gear. This is Miss Simmons. Miss Simmons is the assistant principal for students whose last names begin with the letters D through I. Miss Simmons has been at Flora for a number of years. Before that, she worked at our district office and at Hand Middle School. She's also the assistant principal who's in charge of laptops and attendance. So she is a really important person to know on our campus. Up next is Mr. Mack. Mr. Mack is the assistant principal for all students whose last names begin with the letters J through O. This is Mr. Mack's third year at AC Flora, and he is also in charge of all of our facilities, our building here at AC Flora. Very, very big task. Mr. Mack is also very much at home in his office when there are many students in it. We have a lot of students who have a great relationship with Mr. Mack. Up next, we have Mr. Brent Davis. Mr. Davis is the assistant principal for our students whose last names begin with the letters P through S. And Mr. Davis, as you can tell in this picture, this is a recent picture. He and his wife are proud parents of a newborn baby. So congratulations to the Davises. Mr. Davis also works with our special ed department and our MTSS program. Next, we have Miss Tiffany Ligon. Miss Ligon is our assistant principal for students whose last names begin with the letters T through Z. She's also our assistant principal for curriculum and instruction, which means she works with our department directors and our master schedule. Also, fun fact about Miss Ligon is that, as some of you may know, Miss Ligon is a Flora graduate. We won't tell you what year. Go Falcons! Next, we're going to move right into our school counselors. This is Miss Bartley, and she works with our students who have the last names that begin with A through C. Ms. Bartley and I work closely together because we share the same alphabet section. Ms. Bartley's been in Richland 1 for a number of years. She is a wise person who gives great counsel to all of our students. Up next, we have Mr. Major. Mr. Major is our counselor for students whose last names begin with the letters D through I. He works with Miss Simmons. Mr. Major is a fun person, as you can tell from this picture. He is also someone who is most at home when students are coming to him for advice, and he is happy to give it. Up next, we have our newest counselor to AC Flora, Miss Coward. Miss Coward is our counselor this year for our students with the last names beginning with the letters J through O. Miss Coward is coming to us from South Carolina Connections Academy, which will help us this year as we navigate our new e-learning environment. So welcome, Miss Coward. Next, we have Miss Shayla Broadnax. Ms. Broadnax is the school counselor for students whose last names begin with the letter P through S. She works with Mr. Davis. Ms. Broadnax is a fun person, if you couldn't tell by her picture. She is also a good person and gives great advice, and a lot of students can be found in her office throughout the day getting advice on academics, life, and everything in between. And last but definitely not least, we have Ms. Porter. Ms. Porter is our director of school counseling. She's also the school counselor for students whose last names begin with the letters T through Z. And also, she's the counselor for our IB juniors and seniors. Ms. Porter was also nicknamed Wonder Woman this summer because she is responsible for the master schedule. We're going to jump right into how we communicate with you at AC Flora. We, of course, have a lot of stakeholders, students, teachers, families, community. And anyone at any time can, of course, go to our website at flora.richland1.org. We do keep it current and updated. And if we don't have something that you need there, we certainly have ways for you to contact us at school on the website so that you can know exactly who to contact to get your question answered. If you've been to Richland 1, if you're a Richland 1 family, you're familiar with the school messenger system. Some people call this the quote-unquote robocall system. This is the system where we give you a phone call. We also usually send an email. And of course, anytime we do that, we also put that information on our website. Teachers all have email addresses and they are listed on the website. Usually it's the teacher's first name, then dot, then the last name, then at richland1.org. But there can be some weird and funny exceptions to that for a variety of reasons. So we do ask that you check your teacher's email on the website. You'll also get their contact information when you receive the syllabus on the first day of class. Of course, this year, as everyone knows, we'll be using Microsoft Teams for our classes, especially during the e-learning phase. This is also a content and information delivery system that where teachers can communicate with students one-on-one or in smaller groups. It's also how we'll handle assignments and other information. Our main school social media account on Twitter and Instagram is at AC Flora High. Of course, our athletics has their own account at Flora Athletics, and our student council can keep our students up with things going on that are more student specific at AC Flora _ Spirit. We encourage you to follow all of these accounts, parents and students. Also, student email is very important. We know that students have their own personal emails, and we know that they also have their district emails, and we ask that students check their district email at least once a day. We encourage them to sync it with whatever mobile device they have, and to make sure that they are staying abreast of information that we are sending out. Next, we're going to head into the academics portion of our presentation. Of course, this is just an overview. I can't list every course that we offer here at AC Flora, but we do offer a wide variety of courses that meet the needs of all students here at AC Flora. We have students from every type of background and ability level, and so we try to design our course offerings to meet the needs of all of our students. We have CP courses, we have honors courses, AP and IB courses, and so there's a lot of places for your student to find the course type and the course level that is comfortable for them. We, of course, have English, math, science, social studies, world language, PE, as you can see here, JROTC, fine arts, and, of course, a lot of other electives that go in and out of those departments as well. We offer after-school tutoring. Many teachers open their rooms during lunch for tutoring. Of course, that may look different this year. But we do have a commitment to making sure that every student is getting the help and assistance that they need, no matter what level of the class. We also have a number of co-curricular organizations and honor societies that are in line with the coursework that your student would be taking. This is just a quick picture of some of our JROTC cadets to give them just a little bit of a shout out. Colonel Gadsden and Sergeant Major Thompson do a fantastic job of running a fantastic Army JROTC program, and it is just one of the electives that you can choose to take here at AC Flora High School. Next up, we're going to talk about the arts. We have an award-winning visual and performing arts program here at AC Flora. We have everything from chorus and band to orchestra, dance, theater, and then all forms of 2D and 3D art. We have professionals who teach these classes, and they are fantastic. Not only are they recognized in our school and district, but across the state and nationally as well. These are courses that are generally taken as electives that students can progress through or as part of their IB coursework. And so we have a very, very strong arts program here at Flora. And here we have just a few pictures, some few examples of if you've ever been to one of our theater performances or one of our dance concerts or chorus, band, or orchestra, you know that you're going to be amazed at what our students are doing and what our teachers are getting them to do when they are on stage. And it is an amazing thing to see. This is certainly for some their way that they fit into school, and for others, this is a complement to what they're doing in other classes. Regardless, they're receiving a top-notch arts education while they're here at Flora. Next up, we'll talk about athletics. Athletics is something that Flora is definitely known for. We have 24 athletic programs. We have 51 teams. And I've got to tell you, at a school with over 700 student athletes in a school that has just under 1,400 students in it, that is amazing. That is a lot of student athletes for a school our size. We have 12 different programs that have produced state champions in the last 15 years. We're the 2019 4A Carlisle Cup champions. You see their Twitter handle down there as well. We have a number of students who signed to play at the college level in Division 1, 2, 3, and elsewhere. We have great teams who compete in the playoffs. Most of our teams, in fact, go deep in the playoffs, which also contributes to a great culture around the school, but also gives our student athletes a great experience to learn all the positive things that can be learned from playing a sport while you're in school. Up next, we'll talk about Florida's Student Activities Program. We have over 30 on-campus organizations, such as clubs and honor societies. It is a fairly straightforward process. If a student wishes to start a club or join a club or join an honor society, we have a lot of teachers who participate in this as sponsors. We have a very active and growing student council who have, by the way, planned Freshman Orientation Week. And we have a lot of our students who engage in community service on a regular basis. That is part of a lot of our clubs and honor societies' regular activity. It's also a part of our IB program, and it's also a part of our student council's mission as well. Our student council does have their own Instagram page, but we encourage not just students, but anybody who's interested, and you see it there. We plan activities, pep rallies, events, and there's a lot going on and a lot to get involved in terms of student activities at AC Flora. Just some tips and advice for you. First, I'll stay up to date. If there's one thing we learned from e-learning last year in the spring, it's that if you get behind, it's hard to catch up. So make sure you're staying up to date with your assignments and make sure you're asking for help if you need it. We're here to help you. That's literally the job of an educator, is to help our students, and we want to make sure we get them the help they need. And all you have to do is ask. Keep in touch. Email your teachers. Talk to them. Ask for a one-on-one session if you need help with a specific piece of information. Reach out to a coach or a sponsor of a club or a sport if you're interested in getting involved. We do encourage you to keep in touch with the adults here at the school. They are responsive and want to help you. Of course, I just said a little bit. Get involved. Getting involved in school, having a connection to the school that's not just taking notes and taking tests, is important for not only our students' mental health, but their overall academic success while they're here. Um, and we think those things are important as you transition into the freshman year. This about wraps up our presentation. I thank you if you've made it to the end. Thank you for sticking with it. Again, this information is all available on our website and will be sent to all freshman families as well. We do encourage you to reach out to us with any questions you have. We are definitely here to help. Thanks, and go Falcons.